Hey, how's it going? It's August 24th, 2022. This is your Daily Sweet Talk. When the Marvel Cinematic Universe started, they did Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, whatever. I'm not talking about the sequels. Thor, and then Captain America, and then the Avengers. I think that was the order. And for the first batch of movies, as far as I can tell, with I'm not a comic guy. I don't I don't know a lot about superhero comics anyway. But I know the basics, I guess, I was the type of guy that knew of Ant-Man before they made the movie, whereas I think a lot of people may not have heard of Ant-Man. I knew of Ant-Man. Um So I'm just trying to give an idea of like what my knowledge of comics is. I don't read them, but I know some things. I know who Ventriloquist and Scarface is. Um, as far as I can tell, the origin stories for those movies was pretty close to the comics. No, I don't think these were not like one-to-one adaptations because superhero comic book movies pretty much never are. Um, but I think a good superhero comic book movie adaptation, um, it's not going to be one to one because they never are, as I said. Um, but the origin story should be the same because that's very important to the character. The character should feel like the character from the comics. It should feel like a good version of that. And so should most of the main characters. And other than that, I mean, you got a good tone, a good feel to it, a good, you can just have fun with it. Besides that, but that's what you need to get right, is who the character is, what their origin is, and who the side characters are. I guess the villains mainly also. You know. And those first few movies did that, as far as I can tell. Red Skull seemed accurate and good. Loki was good. More recently in the MCU, and I don't know when this change happened, maybe in Phase 2 or what, but it's just gotten worse and worse over time. They've just strayed further and further from just those basic elements that they need to get right. They've strayed further and further from that. A lot of the characters in the Spider-Man movies did not feel accurate to their comic counterparts. And especially with a lot of the Disney Plus show adaptations, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, now She-Hulk, and even in the movies recently, but in those shows, they feel very far, like they look right. Ms. Marvel looks like Ms. Marvel. Moon Knight looks like Moon Knight, Ms. Moon Knight. She-Hulk looks like She-Hulk if it's a good render. But they completely mess up the origins. And it does a lot of damage to what they're trying to do. I don't even know what they're trying to do anymore because they're not trying to get these characters right. With Mighty Thor in the new Thor movie, she has the same origin as Mighty Thor in the comics, but it doesn't do the same thing. Like, it doesn't accomplish what her origin story in the comics accomplished. It would be like in She-Hulk. She-Hulk's origin story in the comics is a very comic book origin. She is shot and Bruce Banner, her cousin, gives her a blood transfusion, and she gets Hulk powers that way. It would be like if that happened, but she still needed blood because the blood didn't do what it was supposed to, and she still needs a transfusion. That's what Mighty Thor's origin in the new Hulk movie is like. She-Hulk's origin is very stupid. Spoiler alert. They just get in a car accident, and their blood touches, and now she's just She-Hulk, and it feels very uneventful. I don't know what they're trying to do anymore, but they're not. It's just completely different.